Hello and welcome to another live stream here on the Learn BI Online channel. Thank you for joining today. How are you doing? Let me know in the chat where you are joining from today. I'm always interested to know where the audience are. Are you joining from work, from home, from school maybe? Let me know. Do you work in BI or with data in any way? Let me know. That's okay. So today, and also welcome to everyone joining on the Facebook group, the Learn BI Online Facebook group as well. If you're not part of that, if you're watching on YouTube, why not head on over to that channel on Facebook, that group rather, and join there. I'm trying to get as many people over there as possible to build up the traffic. So anyway, I hope you're okay. Hi Ahmed, good of you to join today. Anyone else? Where are you coming to us from today? So I thought I'd do something a bit new in this live stream, something I haven't done before. We thought we'd just check out a few articles, a bit of news in the BI space, discuss these articles, see what they're about, what they're really trying to say, and dissect them and get to the bottom of it, and discuss them with you, so you can tell me what you think as well. But if you've got any questions at all about BI, data, life in general, please feel free to put it in the comments, and I promise I'll get to every single one of your questions, because let's be honest, there aren't that many of you. I think there are only 13 of you for the time being, but hopefully more of you will come as we go on. That real one guy, originally from Belarus, but got to stay in Poland for now. I see. Yeah, it's a bit of a difficult situation. My partner is actually Polish, so my two kids are half Polish. Whereabouts in Poland are you? Yeah, difficult situation. But thanks for joining, the real one guy. So yes, as I said, put any questions, comments in the comments of the video on the live stream, and we'll look at a few different articles that I found. Let me see if I can just share my screen. This is the Facebook group, by the way, so don't forget to head on over there. And also, if you're watching this now and you're not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe and hit the like button, because all of that kind of interactivity helps with the YouTube algorithm to get out to more and more people. So thank you very much in advance for doing that. So there's this one. This is kind of what I used for the title of the live stream. The death knell for business intelligence tools. What is this all about? What are they trying to say? Is there any truth in this? Let's read it and see. The death knell for business intelligence tools. Surveys have found, while exploring the data sets, 62% of people use Excel because of the flexibility it offers and its easy usage. Okay, doesn't really signal the death knell for business intelligence tools. I'd imagine that they're talking about Excel users. I probably imagine they've interviewed Excel users and said, why do you use Excel? Because of its flexibility and easy usage. So I don't think so far there's the death knell for business intelligence tools. What exactly are they talking about? Let's go into a bit more detail here. So, for a software that came around 40 years ago, Microsoft Excel sure has managed to remain more than just relevant. By the way, if the music in the background is too loud, let me know and I'll turn it down. Despite the emergence of more sophisticated business intelligence, or BI tools, which are designed to process much larger volumes of data in very little time, data analysts have clung on to Microsoft Excel as their go-to BI tool. Okay, this kind of explains a bit better what they're trying to say. And I think they kind of they're talking about data analysts, essentially. They're talking about the death knell of BI tools for data analysts, whereas BI tools, as the name suggests, are built for business intelligence and for business intelligence analysts. And the two are different different altogether. I'm sure you know that already. We've got some more comments here. Hello, Facebook user. From the UK, great to be here. Whereabouts in the UK? I'm from London myself originally. And Jennifer Rossham, I find the music very distracting. Okay, that's good to know. Thank you for that. I will turn it down much lower. Maybe it's a little too loud. Okay, well, is that better? I've turned that down now. It's still there, but it's, anyway, it's much lower. So I was saying, yeah, there's the difference between data analysts, data analysis, and business intelligence is quite large. The goals of both are different. Data analysts will sort of take a data set and do ad hoc research primarily. For example, they might have like a data set on global population statistics, and they're trying to look into that, dive into that, and find something interesting perhaps. But it's ad hoc analysis, whereas business intelligence is all about monitoring. And the whole point of BI tools is that you are able to connect the data from loads and loads of different places, bring it all together in one place, blend it, mix it. But the data essentially is being constantly updated. If it's perhaps connected to a SQL database that's constantly being updated, or API-based data sources, Facebook, Google Analytics. It could be anything, any SaaS tool. But that data is live as well, which is the whole point of kind of BI, and the emergence of BI tools is that you can connect to these different data sources. Your dashboards tell you exactly what's going on, and they kind of updating continuously. Whereas data analysts are just using what they're talking about here is BI. Data analysts using BI tools for data analysis. That's, I think, what they're trying to say. What do you think? $13. Hello from Riga, by the way. Hello to you too. And from Hertfordshire. I see. Let's read on, see what else they got to say. In addition, there is more coming up that will freshen the application and could potentially threaten the BI market. Again, I think they've missed the point here, really, or at least perhaps they haven't missed the point. They're just talking to a different point, and where they're saying the death knell for business intelligence tools, it's basically talking about Excel users. So don't panic, everyone. Excel tools are here to stay. Greetings from Tunisia. Hello, welcome to the live stream. Okay, so what are the Microsoft and OpenAI partnership has opened up the potential for adding new AI capabilities to Excel. Okay, that's all very good. The integration of GPT into Excel. Yeah, I don't know whether you saw my recent video. Did you see? Let me know. Did you see the recent video I did? It's kind of my imagining of where BI and AI are going to meet. I created this fake futuristic BI tool called OmniBI or OmniB, and basically the video was me pretending to talk to this artificial intelligence and ask it to build me a dashboard in real time, which it went ahead and did. But obviously, some people actually thought that was a real tool and were getting a bit upset. But no, don't worry. That's just it's kind of my imaginings of where it went. So don't forget to check that out if you're interested. I don't think AI is going to threaten BI tools completely for the time being. I think we've got a long way to go before they take over. Anyway, continuing on. So earlier, following Microsoft's excellent blah blah blah. Okay. In this January this year, the information released a report stating that Microsoft had started experimenting with integrating a version of GPT, which hasn't been specified yet, very mysterious, into its Word, PowerPoint, Outlook, and Excel applications. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I don't know whether you've played about with ChatGPT or managed to get access to it, because access at the moment is quite sort of difficult. But I mean, I've managed to get back access the last few days. I don't know whether you tested it, but ChatGPT is a kind of chat text AI. So I can see that kind of AI facilitating analysis in Excel, but not completely replacing it. although it is very, very powerful and can write Excel formulas if you ask it to, and SQL and Python and JavaScript and lots of other stuff. It's very, very powerful indeed. Numerous experts have already figured out ways to leverage a seamless functioning between the two. ChatGPT as an Excel co-pilot is just bafflingly good. Ask nicely and it will reduce your most verbose formulas to the simple. Yeah, right. That's the kind of thing that it's going to do. It's going to help you make your formulas better, or just write your formulas for you. If you say, I need to do this, and it will write it for you. It's very powerful. Another tech investor tweeted saying that the possibilities of this could be crazy powerful. That's very insightful, thank you. And he believed that Microsoft could monetize on these add-ons in enterprise tech in no time. I'm sure they will as well. Microsoft's advantage in a hyper-competitive BI market. Microsoft could also benefit from increasingly serious competition in the business intelligence segment. Robert Yanizich, the founder of the Tableau UI kit, discussed how Microsoft's host of legacy clients and pre-existing ecosystem, in addition to newer entrants in the BI market, could pull business away from Tableau to Microsoft's Power BI. Do you know what? I actually agree with that. I think the problem with Tableau, I don't know whether you have any experience with Tableau, perhaps you do already, but I don't see Tableau as having advanced or progressed or evolved very much over the last 10 years. It's kind of stagnated. It did move to the cloud a little bit, but for all intents and purposes, it's kind of being, I think what this is, it's being caught up by all of the others, especially Microsoft's Power BI, which is kind of probably, I'd say, a better alternative to Tableau in terms of its ease of use. And also, yeah, because it's Microsoft Power BI, it integrates seamlessly with Excel, which is a bonus, not from the majority of BI projects, but there you go. So yeah, I do kind of agree with that. But business taking away business from things like Tableau or just BI tools that are stuck in the past and haven't really advanced and aren't making the most of the new kind of trends and technologies and AIs. So Andre says, your opinion on AWS knowledge for BI analysts. All of this depends on who you will eventually work for. I think it's important that you have a knowledge of AWS. Personally, I use more Google Cloud Platform than AWS. I have very limited knowledge of AWS, but you can basically do the same kinds of things in a BI scenario with the two of them. I personally think I personally like the way Google's products are and how they integrate. So yeah, but as I said, it depends on the company that you work for. Some companies are built on AWS infrastructure, some on Google Cloud Platform, the GCP infrastructure. So it will depend. I think yeah, it will depend. So I don't think in a job description they might ask if you have a knowledge of AWS, but not necessarily. But to be honest with you, you're doing kind of the same things with these two systems anyway, AWS and Google Cloud Platform. You're doing the same kind of tasks and building the same kind of data warehouses, that kind of thing. So it's not, and for example, the things you need to know about databases and data warehousing aren't necessarily specific to Amazon or to Google. They're specific to SQL, for example. So a knowledge of different SQL languages, SQL Server, MySQL, PostgreSQL, Oracle, whatever, that's probably more important than knowing what the AWS is. But yeah, it's useful knowledge to have. But I think if you understand either AWS or GCP, then you're not going to have much of difficulty in transitioning or learning the other one quite quickly, because as I said, you're doing the same kinds of things, creating the same kinds of infrastructure with both. Okay. Let me see. In a much spoken about Twitter thread, Yanuzic wrote, in the coming 3 to 5 years, I believe Tableau will lose more and more market. Yeah, that's what we just said. Microsoft business ecosystem is nearly unstoppable. I think that's not true at all. As we talked about earlier, BI is about data that comes from so many different places. SQL isn't necessarily part of the Microsoft ecosystem, although it does have the SQL Server. And all of these third-party SaaS data sources that businesses connect to, they're not part of the Microsoft ecosystem either. So I'm not sure being unstoppable is necessarily true. In other words, Microsoft Excel wasn't just helping itself, it was also favoring Microsoft. Well, that's normal. I guess if you are and have been embedded in the Microsoft ecosystem for a while, then you're more likely going to head towards Power BI naturally anyway. It just makes more sense, I guess. Aside from the severe competition, since most companies are still going through cloud transformation, that's quite true. There are a host of cloud service providers which are also offering their own versions of these tools, which is why enterprises simply take the entire package from their clients instead of purchasing these tools from I'm not too sure about that. Again, I think the business intelligence, there's such a huge range of different business sizes, types, data sources that they use. It's so wide and varied that you can't have a one size fits all. So I'm not sure how much I agree with that. Why do data analysts love Excel? Love the self-sufficiency. Again, we're probably going to finish with this one. Let's see what this is. BI tools haven't really been able to replace Excel because analysts complete their initial setup of data on it. That is so narrow-minded and short-sighted. They're just literally talking about Excel users. But BI tools are BI tools. Excel is a BI tool in itself, kind of, but actually purpose-built, purpose-designed BI tools aren't made for Excel users necessarily. As I said, the whole point is getting data from different places into the same place, being able to blend and mix it together. Try doing that in Excel. It's nigh on impossible. Or not impossible, but it just takes much longer. Amazing. Thanks for the detail. You're welcome. Next up, working with Google Microsoft BI tools services, which is better? Microsoft BI tools. Well, the only Microsoft BI tool that I'm aware of is Power BI. Google has Looker Studio, and you know what? I get why people use Power BI and Tableau because it's more enterprise standard. It looks more like a professional piece of software, but I will repeat it. I always say this, that Looker Studio, Google's Looker Studio, can connect to hundreds of different data sources in the same place. And the functionalities you get with Looker Studio are, or 90%, there's a 90% crossover between the functionality you get from Looker Studio and Power BI and Tableau. So, getting back to the question, working with Google service, which is better? It's not really a question of which is better and which isn't. Microsoft Power BI is more powerful in terms of what it can do than Looker Studio, but Looker Studio integrates seamlessly with Google products and also has, as I said, hundreds of third-party data connectors, meaning that you can literally connect to every single data source under the sun now. Thereabouts, hundreds of different data sources, and it's more flexible. So it all depends on what data sources you use, whether you work more in the cloud or whether you work more with on-premise relational SQL databases. Smaller companies nowadays tend to work with more cloud-based solutions because they're easier to implement, they're cheaper, there's no infrastructure to implement. So yeah, as I said, if you're a small business, you're more likely to be all of your data, your business data and the services you use are more likely to be in the cloud, in which case you want a cloud-based BI tool to be able to handle that, or at least a BI tool that's able to connect to easily connect to lots of online data sources. Whereas, as I said, if you're a much larger enterprise, you might have more data governance issues that you need to consider. So this is the data security issues, and certain tools have better options for that, etc., etc. So better, I don't know what's better, what isn't better, but it's as with everything, the answer is it depends. That real one guy, do you think it's possible to start as a BI SAP consultant without going through SAP trainings and certifications, since they're the really expensive ones? Yes, I do. I think you would be at a disadvantage if you were going for if you were offering your consulting services and you weren't SAP certified. Then the customer might think twice. But again, if you are BI SAP certified consultant, you probably charge more. So again, it will depend on the budget of the client, I guess. That's one factor. But I think if you're able to use the tools, and I also think, and I say this for not just for consultants, but for BI analysts as well, anyone wanting to get a job as a BI analyst, you need a project portfolio. Okay, so if you can have a project which uses SAP, then that obviously demonstrates that you know how to work with it, and it demonstrates what you're able to produce with it. So I think it's possible. As I said, I think you'd be at a disadvantage with those that are certified, but hey, why not go for it? It doesn't really cost anything to sort of do that, to put your portfolio together. Okay, so what's the next? Are we finished with this one? Should we move on to the next one? Let's just see. Yeah, anyway, so essentially what this is talking about, it's saying that data analysts, people who essentially Excel users, are going to they're not going to need BI tools anymore because of the introduction of AI and the improvements in Excel that are going to be introduced. They're not going to need the BI tools anymore. I think that's what it's saying. So this should really say the death knell for business intelligence tools for Excel users or Excel data analysts. Okay, next up, global business intelligence software market is projected to grow at an 18% rate through the forecast period. The forecast period, it seems to be 2023 to 2032. That sounds 9 years. Doesn't actually sound that much of a growth over 9 years, considering the sort of advances in cloud technology and the AI coming as well. I'd imagine that it would probably grow faster than that. Anyway, I think this article is essentially a lead magnet to get people to sign up for the business research company's sample. Yeah, it's a lead magnet. Anyway, it's got some data in it. So the business research company's business intelligence BI software global market report 2023 is a comprehensive source of information that covers every facet. Okay, as per their report, software market size is expected to grow to 93.83 billion in 2027 at a compound annual growth rate of 17.8%. The growth of the business intelligence software market is due to an increase in data-driven projects. Okay. North American region is expected to hold the largest business intelligence. Really? This seems to be just stating the obvious. Major players in the BI software market include Microsoft BI, IBM Cognos, SAP, SAS, Oracle BI, MicroStrategy, Qlik, Tableau, Sisense, and Domo. That's true. Companies in the end user industries are increasingly adopting cloud-based business intelligence tools. Yes, as I was just talking about, lots of data is more and more data, business data is in the cloud, particularly for smaller companies. So that's a trend. Yeah, to be honest with you, I don't think this offers that much. Let's see. Well, this one here. Why business intelligence is so important to business development. We live in an age where business intelligence is more key to a company's survival than ever. Yet too many entrepreneurs face this fact only when they scale beyond a certain point and are forced to recognize the ways in which business and financial intelligence are crucial to their success. Yeah, this doesn't seem much in the way of news. When was it? 16th of Feb? Let's see what with the economic uncertainty looming, housing rates, blah, blah, blah. Business intelligence is built on a foundation of metrics and data-driven decisions that help the company understand past trends and begin to forecast the future. Very true. There are several problems still looming for businesses. Poor communication, human error, and cash flow management problems. Okay, many entrepreneurs and even executives are living off a profit and loss statement. That's kind of true, in that the real value of business intelligence is beyond just how much profit have we made, what do we lose. It's more nuanced than that, and the only way you can sort of find that nuance is by analyzing lots of different data sources together, and seeing how they interact, how the different parts, cogs of your business interact. So that kind of does make a bit of sense to this day. Many internal processes are performed manually. That's true. I've worked with some huge brands like Coca-Cola and Samsung, and I've even worked on a project with Google. But one thing common across all of these, even massive companies, is that they all use Excel, and they're all performing relatively benign tasks manually, using Excel. So, actually, the reason why I get called in to help with these kind of projects is because they're fed up. They're fed up with doing this work manually in Excel, and they want to automate it. And sometimes, especially in Coca-Cola's instance, they had real data governance and data compliance issues that they needed to get around. So we had to find ways to get around that. But essentially, we were able to automate the tasks that were taking them hours and hours to do every single week, just by downloading loads of different Excel files and analyzing that. So it's still the case, as said here, many internal processes are performed manually, and that results in lag times in data, unproductive employees, and eventually high turnover of employees. That's all true from my experience. The solution to all of this is to ensure that you have the right business intelligence in play, as well as the right tech stack. Sounds fairly straightforward. For today's company, you need visibility into your organization with technology that is scalable with your company for each department. Again, agree with that, including sales and marketing, operations and finance, and administration. There are many technologies out there that can help provide you with real-time insights into how business is doing. Yes, that's just the whole basis for business intelligence. Leaders should seek out solutions that clearly communicate key performance indicators. Yes, this is all what business intelligence is. When looking for these technologies, be sure to analyze if they have the full stack of services that you're looking for. It is important to try and future-proof your business intelligence tool choices. We got a comment here from Jennifer. What does governance you had to get around mean? Basically, when you're dealing with a company like Coca-Cola, their data is very secretive, and they have lots of security in place to make sure that it's not open to the outside world. It's all kind of on their intranet, or that's just not open to the outside world. And because of that, and that's why they were doing all of these kind of manual they were asking the IT department essentially to send them these Excel exports from the actual data source so that they could play with that rather than, yeah, that's what they were doing. But as I said, they were doing this manually. So what they really wanted to do was to save hours of time every week by just getting these exports, these Excel exports, and putting them somewhere where and connecting them to a BI tool where we could automate these reports. We could just build these reports, and then every week we would take this same export that came from the IT department, their weekly export. We took it and we sent it somewhere, which got eventually connected to the BI tool. And that way, the BI tool itself wasn't connected directly to the underlying data source, because that obviously can be hacked. So that's basically what this kind of data governance is. They need to make sure that the data is secure and safe as much as possible. So that's what I mean. And what we ended up doing was sending this Excel export as an email attachment that was downloaded, I think, to a Dropbox or a box or something like that. And then we had this ETL tool which picked that up and loaded it directly into a SQL database. And then we'd written the SQL queries to build these automated reports. So once the Excel had been dropped into this place, into the SQL database, every time you loaded the dashboard, that would run the SQL queries, which would bring up the latest data. So that's what that was all about. But as I was saying here, yeah, it's kind of important to try and future-proof your BI requirements, especially if you're a small company. Because if you choose the wrong tool and you're going to have to migrate afterwards, it's a bit of a headache to migrate from one BI tool to another. You essentially have to build all the reports again, not necessarily the infrastructure, because a lot of data might be in a SQL database. Well, the data resources itself won't change, if you like, but you would have to. So essentially what I'm trying to say is that you want to choose a BI tool that services your needs at the current time, but also you want to try and project forward a little bit and think, what else might we need? What's on the kind of roadmap for the company? And think about that as well. Okay. Okay. What's next? So, what's this? Are SMBs invited to the business intelligence party? SMBs have traditionally been slow to implement big data analytics and business intelligence strategies. Now they have enterprise-class resources and tools at their disposal to do so. Very true. It is, but they have had for a while. This isn't news. I think really what it comes down to is a lack of knowledge and a lack of education about what's out there. And I don't blame SMBs for that at all. The SMBs, by their very nature, have a lot of work to do and are very busy. Yeah, trying to implement BI, especially when you don't have the internal resources, isn't kind of like really, really high up on the list. You've got more important things to do. Executive leaders of small businesses and startups frequently lament that they lack the same access to data and insights that enterprise competitors and other more entrenched players enjoy. Again, it's just the same as I was just saying. These tools have been around for a while. Power BI has been around for a while. Google Data Studio, now Looker Studio, has been around for a few years. And they all give you access to, especially where SMBs are concerned, small and medium businesses are concerned, everything that you need or that you're going to need in you having a tool like Looker Studio. So I think it's all about education. Most SMBs haven't fully adopted business intelligence analytics, citing various reasons such as a lack of scalable technology infrastructure or skilled human capital. Yeah, that's internal resources. They're also hesitant to invest in BI because of the perception that it doesn't align with budget and operational constraints. Again, that's down to education. Looker Studio is totally free. Well, third-party data sources connectors aren't free, but the tool itself is 100% free for the time being, at least. So again, that's down to a lack of knowledge about what's out there, I guess. Because, like I said, hesitant to invest. Looker Studio's free. Fortune Business Insights predicts that the global BI market will grow to 43 billion by 2028, up from 24 billion in 2021. However, the overall adoption rate of BI is just 26% compared to 80% in companies with over 5,000 employees. Yeah, it's going to catch up. I'm sure it is. The longer we go, and the more we live online, and the more we move online to the cloud and start using cloud services, the more people are going to need to make sense of all their data, all this cloud data. And yeah, BI tools, BI is the way to go. So I do see that 26% increasing quite a lot over the coming years. So what's stopping them? There's no single answer to that question. Yep, it's true. One issue is that small businesses rarely have enough resources to set up a dedicated data science team. Yeah, but data science isn't business intelligence, so that's neither here nor there. Nor can they afford to bring in temporary consultants. That's true, I guess. They frequently forced to make difficult trade-offs when it comes to priorities. Nobody has the time to learn a new specialized skill. Yes, that's also, as I said, got other things to do as an SMB. Mindset is also a problem. True. The main limitation of SMEs to implement analytics is the fact that they think that these new approaches are only applicable to large companies. That's really true. It's kind of what my whole ethos is behind Learn BI Online. It's not just for people looking to get a job in business intelligence. It's actually to educate people as to what the possibilities are with business intelligence, and show that you don't need a big budget and you don't need to be a data scientist to get started with basic BI. That's kind of what, it's kind of what the whole idea behind the channel is. So I agree with that. The solution business intelligence tools. Okay. I think the rest of it provide a great customer experience, improve workforce productivity, leverage data to fine-tune strategy. Yes, the party has just begun. A recent research paper identified big data analytics as a core driver of operational resilience for SMBs. Okay. With better data integration analysis, SMBs can enable organizational knowledge sharing, stay competitive, and spur innovation. Yeah, I agree with all of that. While data analytics answers specific queries, explains why events took place, and predicts what happens next, BI builds powerful non-linear models that drive business strategy. Yes, indeed. So, what are your thoughts? Is that the last? Yeah, that's the last article that I had to talk about today. But what are your thoughts? Do you have any? Do you work in business intelligence? Are you looking to get started in business intelligence? What is your motivation for being here today? That's a good question. Let me know. I'll have a drink. Would you like to? I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to play while you're thinking. Perhaps I'll play the video that I made. This is the Omni BI video. Hopefully you can hear the audio for this. So that was, yeah, I just realized the audio wasn't coming through. Sorry about that. Still learning how to use the StreamYard system. It's the first time I've played a YouTube video on here. But I did turn it up, so you might have caught the end of it. But basically, it was just me talking to an AI, a bit like ChatGPT, or a voice assistant, and asking this assistant to build a dashboard, to connect to some data and to build a dashboard for me. That was my take on it. So no more comments so far. And if that's the case, I'll probably leave it there. Unless there are any questions, any other questions you have or comments, etc. I think we'll leave it there. Thanks for joining me today. And the reason I didn't post any new content this week. I've written it. Oh, I've got another one here. Most BI tools require some level of user input interaction. Introduction of AI is allowing for more of that interaction to be optimized using computer systems. Absolutely, that was kind of the point I was trying to make. There will always be user. Well, not always. AI will eventually get to a place whereby you will literally say, "This is where my data lives." Just you might not even need dashboards. Your AI will know exactly what your data is, what it contains, and it will analyze it constantly for you and constantly start spitting out insights on a daily, hourly basis, minute by minute basis even. And I think that's probably where we'll eventually end up, but that's a very, very long way off. I can't see that being in the next 5 to 10 years even. Anyway, time will tell, I guess. But yeah, as I was saying, thank you very much for being here today. If you haven't checked it out already and you haven't been there, please maybe head on over to the Learn BI website as well. It's not only the well, basically what I do is I take the videos that I post on YouTube, I transform them into blog posts, but it's not just that as well. There are sort of recommended tools and courses and things like that on the website as well, and ways to join the community too. So if you haven't been over to the website, it's learnbi.online. Please do check it out as well. Yeah, thanks for being here today. I didn't post any regular content. It's written. All I need to do is record it, which I'm going to do maybe tomorrow or maybe next. I'll leave it till next week. So there'll be a new video coming out next week. Don't forget to look out for that. While you're here, if you could please hit the subscribe button, please. And also hit the thumbs up as well. As I said, every single interaction, the number of comments we get in the chat, the number of likes, the number of subscribes, all helps the algorithm to push my content out to more and more people. Or anything that you could do to help that is much appreciated. So thank you very much in advance for all of that. Marcella says thank you. That was great. Thank you very much for being here, Marcella, and participating. I might do another live stream next week. I'm always trying to think of different topics, different kind of angles to do new live streams. I don't really want to just, go live and start talking nonsense or talking whatever comes into my mind. I'd rather have some kind of structure for it. So if you've got any ideas for live streams or subjects that I could cover during live streams, please do let me know. I'm always looking out for new ideas. So thank you. Have a great weekend coming up, and I will talk to you next week, potentially. But if not, there'll be another video coming out next week. So please do be on the lookout for that. Thank you very much indeed, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care.